Hey guys and gals, currently it is March 30th, 2020, and I am doing another social distancing bike ride video. During this ride, I wanted to just go through my area and really just go along the same kind of routes, going up and down and around during the streets, just kind of getting a feel again for my legs. I wanted to do a little bit of a longer ride, but not more than really 5 kilometers. And I also really just wanted to see about getting my cadence back and just work again on shifting up and down, just trying to get really comfortable with it so that way I can just instinctively get back the rhythm. And during this area I wanted to go and, like I said, just explore an area that I grew up in North York and just really play around with it. Just see which direction I want to go and just go there. Now, during this ride, I was going through like Glendora Park and just a few like Avondale Elementary School. And I gotta say, they really upped that place up. Before it was, well, when I was growing up, it was nothing really special. It wasn't anything nice. And I remember for years they had all this construction equipment just lying around, and honestly, as a kid, we got to explore a little bit of that. But I mean, you know, when you just leave construction equipment right at the front entrance, it's bound to be looked at. When I was a kid, kids were a lot more active. Nowadays, I'm not seeing that as much. But anywho, right now I'm just traveling along, and if you're noticing, I'm not going very, very quickly. Mostly that is due to, like I said, my legs. I found it very frustrating being able to just go maybe at the most 15 kilometers an hour, and even in some areas when I was exhausted after doing a few kilometers, I mean, I could maybe only do 10 to 12 kilometers an hour, and I found it so frustrating because I remember right before the end of last year I was able to do about 20 to 30 kilometers an hour depending on where I was going. Even when I was going up hills, I wasn't going that slow. The frustration was really getting to me over here, but I just wanted to just try to keep an even pace and stay out for as long as I could. Because I found some earlier rides I was only able to do maybe at the most 4 kilometers, and I would have to stop and sit down for about 20 minutes or so, huffing and puffing, not being able to do anything more than 5 kilometers without being exhausted, completely exhausted. I personally would have preferred just walking it, because unlike other people, I speed walk. And, well, at least I would get there without having to worry about dying from lack of breath. But anyway, I mean, the thing is I wanted to, like I said, consistently do something. Even if I was going at a slow pace, I wanted to just keep pushing myself just a little bit more so that way I can work a little bit more on my knee recovery. And I found this area was perfect. There was some areas that go a little uphill, some areas that go down, but mostly it is flat. And just trying to get the rhythm of things again, I found it was quite helpful, because in some other areas when I'm going more north to some of my other friends' houses or so, it's mostly hills. I mean, if I go west, past Bayview all the way to Lake Leslie, I mean, most of that's pretty far downhill, but you're going up some nice inclines. And then you got to get all the way back, which, well, is not a picnic. But then if I'm going northbound, it's, well, all uphill. So going down is a little bit easier, but, I mean, going up, it's just that nice little bit of an incline. And with the knees at this particular time, they just couldn't handle more than really 8 kilometers at the most. After that, I was completely out of it. Especially if I was going more than 14, 15 kilometers an hour during the whole period of time. Usually I found it was kind of like I would be going a nice steady pace, like maybe closer to, let's say, 20 kilometers an hour on a flat, and then all of a sudden I would just hit that wall, and then I would be going like almost like a walking pace, really, and I'd be just like breathing really, really heavily, and then I'd kind of catch my breath and then push it a bit more, and then I'd be out of breath, and then just go back and forth. The old lungs are not good, especially when I had partial asthma when I was younger. But anywho, I was actually right over here. I'm heading home, and I kind of wanted to go a little bit further, but I didn't really want to go too far. Like, I just wanted to kind of go like maybe around one more block. So over here I had to wait for a few minutes, and then I can cross on Shepherd Avenue East, and I'm just heading west over here, and I figured I'd just go by the old TCDSB building area and just kind of circle around that block, and yeah, just kind of see how I felt right after that, and then probably just head home from there. This area always bumpy. It's not fun, even with a car. It feels like your suspension's gonna need some tweaking right afterwards, so to speak. I never understand why they never fixed it, but I mean, it is what it is, kind of thing. This building just to the left over here, you're gonna see, I gotta say, it was one of those that it took a while building it, but it's a nice looking building. Until I got on my bike, I really never explored this area before, like never behind the TCDSB building. But anyway, heading up this hill, I saw the light and I realized it was only got like 10 seconds to go through it, and I was pedaling really, really hard to get there, but then I realized a couple more seconds and I was just completely pooped. So I decided to take the sidewalk. I know, I'm very, very disappointed in myself from that, because I mean, if I was a little more comfortable and I had the gear up a little more tension on the knees, but I would have been able to clear it. But unfortunately, like I said, at this time I really tried to get up that little tiny hill, and I couldn't get to the across the street. So over here I'm just kind of drifting a little bit downhill, trying to avoid a little bit of puddles, especially this massive one right here. It's crazy. But I figured I would just go to the light, considering all the cars that were kind of going by a little bit earlier, and kind of just cross like a bicycle loser, so to speak. I felt very, very defeated right over here. And then I had a few very slow walkers in front of me, unfortunately. Yeah, another one was the slow walkers. I'm sorry, but if you're going to walk slow, please at least walk single file, please. I mean, even if I'm not on my bike, I will walk by you, like, as fast as I'm going right now. So please move out of the way, kind of thing. But anywho, I want to say thank you guys for watching my videos. If you haven't liked it, give it a like if you like it. If you don't like it, maybe write in the comment section why you don't. But otherwise, stay safe and always wear a helmet when riding. Thanks, guys. Bye.